We wanted people to learn more about, know more about the blockchains. So the problem is same. As you said, running a node is hard, but they don't actually allow you to become a better validator. I don't think it's possible to compare Klein to anything right now happening on Cosmos. I mean, like, there are two types of products right now we have in the blockchain ecosystem. One of them is too centralized, because we feel that blockchain is like right now the early times of the internet, But then there was Google, there was browsers actually helping you to browse through internet and find websites, etc., with a much better user experience. Because we feel that, like, for most of Cosmos projects, what is missing is ZK.
Welcome to the Bare Metal Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning back into the Bare Metal Podcast. This is Ship the Code from Rockaway X, and today I have with me Yunus from Node 1&1. Welcome.
Hello.
So Node 1&1, I learned about you guys as a validator in crypto, but tell us more. How did you guys get started?
So first of all, thank you all for inviting. Node 1&1 started like a year and a half ago with some community members, some community validator, having a vision of bringing more people from Turkey together and start a bigger validation process. Mitchell, maybe you have heard of it. He was being a validator in UMI and NIM networks. He had some personal nodes, and he wanted to do this validation process as like a company because he was inspired by big validators like you guys. And so he wanted to actually start this validation process. So we met him in online events. At the time, me and some friends were working on some startups and ZK technology. So we were also starting new with the blockchain. So we have started working together, and then we have created this validator. This was the beginning of the story, basically.
When we chatted, I was surprised what are all the things that Node 1&1 actually does. So it's not just validation, right? So can you list for our listeners like what else you guys are involved in?
Exactly. As I've said, because of our different way of starting, we had a lot of different people coming from different backgrounds. That's why we have started with a lot of different steps, different things we do at the same time. First of all, we had our content side, where we have created Turkish and English contents for people, especially in the introductory level. Actually, that's where we had our name, like 101 classes, Introduction to Blockchain, Introduction to Cosmos. We wanted people to learn more about, know more about the blockchains and understand why to support a chain. That's why we have created content on the chains we liked, especially on new chains that are not really known by the community, especially by Turkish community, so that we can reach out to these chains and these communities. So that was our first step. We have created videos, podcasts, tutorials, translations, plus original content. We also have our own content website developed inside the company, like Medium, but we have developed it to have more high-level content. That was our first side. Our second side is about event organizing. In Turkey right now, there is not too much communities focusing on the events. That's why when companies want to come to Turkey, it's actually hard for them to arrange venues and reach out to local community. If you're an international company, it values a lot to have someone inside that country help you with your organizations, etc. So we have organized a lot of events. It started a year ago with Cryptist. It was a ZK-based Turkey event. It was actually one of the first ZK event organized in Turkey. This year we're organizing the second Cryptist right before DevConnect. We have been hosting a lot of speakers from various ZK chains, so I think it's quite interesting. I would love to see you there. Plus, we are supported by leading ZK technologies like Elio, Scroll, etc. So I think it's quite interesting conference. During the Cosmoverse time, we also host a lot of side events like Cosmos Fair, also supported by Interchain Foundation and Cosmoverse, Introduction to Cosmoverse event, something like that. We also have monthly gatherings where we host all Turkish community inside Istanbul to help them grow and learn more people. I think our events created some value and it's really fun to organize them. And I think we really help Turkish ecosystem by organizing those type of gatherings. So that's our second.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So when you say you guys built your own content website, that's what you call the library, right?
Yeah, the library.node101.io, yeah.
Library.node101.io. And kudos on the event organizing. I always feel like it's really hard work to do that.
Thank you.
Rockaway X organized the Gateway conference this year, which is also like a Cosmos conference. So I definitely feel the pain.
Yeah,
we understand.
Prague, right?
Yes, that was.
We were there actually. Yeah, great conference.
Oh yeah, good. Great. Too bad I didn't meet you. But the kudos for doing that on a regular basis. It always takes us a year to even consider like doing something like that again. If you guys do it all the time, that's a really cool service to the community.
Thank you.
So one last question I have about your strategy. How do you guys pick new projects? When you decide what are the criteria for you guys to become validators on a new app chain or L1 in general?
I think first of all, the team is really important. The team behind the project, and what is their motivation? What is their saying about their motivation? If they talk like money is important, economics is important, then our only focus is actually to raise some money. I don't think that's like a very strong project. It should be more about technology, and the team should be like bringing something new to the ecosystem. They don't be doing something just because they think it will make some money, but they should be doing it because they think it will change the community, the ecosystem, the blockchain. I think that's the first thing, and it should also have some unique value properties. I think that's very important. It should have some kind of unique perspective to the existing problems, or like a new problem to solve. So I think that's very, very important. Plus, of course, the community's opinion on the project. If like a project is respected by the community, that's also a strong reason for us to like inspect more and learn more about the project.
As an aside topic, do you guys have any institutional stakers that stake with you, or are you focused, exclusively on community delegations?
Not currently, but yeah, it's one of our plans actually, institutional staking. I hope in the recent future we will be also opening that division, because right now in Turkey we don't have too many institutional stakers. So I think that can be a quite interesting service for Turkey-based companies.
So you'd be focused on the local market, sir. Do you think you need any certifications? Like, are you guys going to do like ISO certification or something like that? SOC2?
Yeah, right now the status of crypto is a bit vague in Turkey. I think it will get clarified like in a month or two. And once it's clarified, it will be, I think, much faster to be adapted by the Turkish ecosystem. Because right now, Turkey has the highest crypto adoption rate in all Europe, actually. But there is no proper regulation on how to use crypto, how to sell crypto, etc. So most of the local banks and like financial institutions, they hold their crypto, etc., operations, because there's no current legislation on that. I think it will get clarified, sometime soon.
Yeah, holding my breath for you guys. Hopefully you'll get some regulatory clarity soon. Wouldn't we all love that? I was also interested when I was looking into you guys on the web. I found Klein. So Klein was a project that I originally thought, it said, we'll run your node in an easy way. I was like, oh, it's another white labeling project. So you guys run nodes for other people. And then I was surprised that it's not. So tell us about Klein.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem is same. As you said, running a node is hard. So when you want to run a node, you should be a validator either, so that you should do all the technical stuff and you should be really active, etc., with the updates and all that stuff. Or you should trust someone else to actually run your validator. Like, this is the only two ways to go. Because right now there is this technical barrier before being a validator. You should be able to use terminals and understand scripts and like how to update your node, etc., all these technical barriers. With Klein, we said actually we can maybe have a different perspective to the existing problem. Instead of having other people's nodes as a service, because we don't think that supports decentralization, we feel that actually breaks decentralization, so we are very against that. We thought, can we actually help people run their own nodes with a better UX, user experience? So that's how we started working on Klein. Klein is basically an interface, a front-end application, allowing you to connect your VPS and basically do anything that you can do through a terminal, a script shell. So in Klein, you don't have to type codes or do anything technical. You just click on buttons and read detailed explanations, etc., to vote or perform similar validator operations. So it allows actually everyone to become validator with no technical infrastructure. Plus, it's OS agnostic, so you don't need to have some kind of operating system or some kind of a device to access your node. Right now, we don't support mobile devices, but pretty soon we will also be supporting mobile applications. So you can actually be able to access your VPS, your remote server through your mobile phone and perform all the operations needed. So basically, yeah, that was the motivation behind Klein.
So let's dig into that, because all of that together sounds almost too good to be true, right? So I mean, first of all, how does this thing work? So if I have to go spin up a VPS at a cloud provider, and then I get access to the node. I get some sort of certificate or password and username, and then I give that to Klein. and then client talks to the server via SSH, or take me through it. Like what's...
Yeah, basically that's the process. But the important thing there is that it is fully decentralized and fully private. It's always your node, your privacy, your key. We don't touch any of those. How? Because client lives only in the front end. It has no backend, no database, no server to connect to. Actually,
it's not even a website, right? I download that. I saw that you have downloadable binaries.
Yeah, it's just an application, and not a website,
So all the key material is residing inside that executable that I have on my computer. So I have full control and access to the keys. And then this program that I have locally talks to the VPS.
Yeah, through an SSH connection, like terminal, actually. Okay. It's actually the exactly same security procedures with the terminal. Like there is nothing new there.
So what happens, I guess, is like when I click a button, you guys have a set of commands like, I don't know, upgrade my APK packages on my Linux or whatever. But when you say it's OS agnostic, like, do you mean different variants of Linux or like what exactly do you mean?
You can have your application client working on your, I don't know, macOS, Linux or Windows device. And you can connect to the same VPS or like mobile application.
But the VPS has to be Linux, right?
No, it does. Yeah, I mean, like it depends on the chain specifications. Right, okay. If chain requires Ubuntu, it should be Ubuntu. But like it depends on chain. And right now, client supports all Cosmos chains, and soon we'll be supporting Ethereum chains as well. So it's pretty chain agnostic.
That's really cool. Did you guys get any grant funding, any support for building this? Because this is general. You don't charge for this, right? So it's essentially public goods.
No, it's all public good. Yeah, it's all open source too. So yeah, we don't have any current grants right now, but yeah, we are looking for some grants actually. Hopefully we will have some.
I haven't seen a product like this before. This looks pretty interesting. Can you compare it to like Cosmovisor? Like what does that do for the user? I haven't run Cosmovisor myself, so I'm not super clear.
I don't think it's possible to compare client to anything right now happening on Cosmos. Because first of all, I mean, like there are two types of products right now we have in the blockchain ecosystem. One of them is too centralized, like some people actually doing your node for yourself, running your node, operating your node for yourself. And like that's too centralized, nothing compared to client there. And the other ones are actually not about validators, but more about validator stats or chain stats. So instead of allowing validators to perform in a better user experience, they only allow other people to like see validators or make validators' life easier in terms of accessibility by the community. But they don't actually allow you to become a better validator in a technical sense. You should always use some kind of scripting, some kind of shell with those products to access your node, because those applications don't allow you to manage your node. They are not node operators. They just allow you to, like, I don't know, make your validator more public, or maybe, I don't know, you can set up some notification tools, etc., to be notified. Tools.
But so if I'm using client, and do you guys have like a Discord where people who use client can, talk together, or is there like a community support? Because what happens if I've set up my node using client and now I have a problem, right? Is client set up to like handle and detect problems, or do I need to go and talk to you guys and figure out how to proceed?
The current version is on beta, so it's not perfect. We are actually developing more user-friendly solutions there. But the current version works as such. We publish our own public scripts that everyone can check and actually agree, approve before using inside client. Once they use the shell, if there's a problem with the shell, they can just report to us through our communication channels. As you said, like we have some groups online, plus you can reach us through email or other channels, and we can fix the problem. If there's a problem right now actively running on the chain, we can also help you with the product. But in ideal case, there should not be any problems, because we are actually doing what the chains ask us to do. So we actually don't do anything new. We just follow up the chains and take their scripts, take their update scripts, and put it inside client. So anything there is like one-to-one. If there's a problem with the update, that is mostly because of the chain. So there was an update because of the chain there. And yeah, if chain fixes, this is fixed on the client as well. So there is no intermediate layer there. It's like publicly connected. Everyone can check the connection that we are doing the exact same thing with the chains.
Right. So client is sort of like a script runner, where even maybe the community can contribute some sort of scripts to help out, or like remove prune state, or remove old data, or fix configurations for users to run.
Yeah. And as you said, it's not about actually accessing to a superior technology, because what we do is not new technology. It's the same blockchain, same chains, same node operation. So there's nothing new there. It's only a better UX, because we feel that blockchain is like right now the early times of the internet. When internet was first there, it was this great network, but you were accessing internet through your terminal and typing some codes and actually sending some requests by hand. But then there was Google, there was browsers actually helping you to browse through internet and find websites, etc., with a much better user experience. And I think it's a bit the same for the Klein.
Mm-hmm. So what's next for Klein? You mentioned you guys were going to support building nodes in Ethereum. I think that's super interesting. Are there ways in which you want to expand the product, or do you consider it sort of mostly mature and you're maintaining it now, making sure all the scripts are updated and available?
No. The current version, we feel it's just like a proof of concept, it's a beta. You can use it, but we feel that it should be much, much better. First of all, we are working on a new design that will be alive in a few months. So we are updating the design. Plus, we are bringing some new utilities like much better notification support, plus a much better voting interface, etc. Similar type of user experience improvements. Plus, as you have said, we want to support all the chains in the ecosystem, Ethereum, Cosmos, maybe even other small chains like Polkadot, I don't know, to have more validators actually using Klein. That's the second step. Thirdly, we want to have our own mobile application. We actually have some decentralized solutions to access your VPS through even smaller devices. I don't know, your smartwatch, your, Tesla, something like that. We will actually be allowing Klein to be installed anywhere. And we want to achieve this through distributed backend servers that people can actually use to access their VPS through smaller devices. We feel that will be very interesting. That's a next step to the Klein, a huge step. Plus, we want to improve the Klein architecture by adding user analytics. We also have a unique approach there. We want to have actually decentralized user analytics inside Klein, where we'll be using data availability chain mostly to publish all the user analytics, of course, anonymously and through ZK in the blockchain, so that Klein can be developed by the community, and we can also access these user experience analytics about validators, so that we can make the world better for everyone in a decentralized manner. We feel that will be a very interesting use case for data availability as well.
And for ZK, so that's also interesting. Yeah. This brings us to the second topic that I wanted to talk about. I was surprised to learn you guys are active in the ZK space. So I don't think many validators are really active in the ZK space. So this seems pretty interesting. Can you tell us more about why that happened, and what are you guys working on?
Yeah. So actually, our ZK integration is more coming from the team. Most of our team members are also active in other blockchains, and ZK is an area that fascinates us. That's why we wanted to have Node 101 help with ZK chains as well. So we help some ZK chains outside of Cosmos to develop, by developing some products or helping with their ecosystem activities, events, etc. One of these chains is Mina, for instance. Recently, we have developed a product for Mina blockchain in an hackathon called Photon, where we have used Celestia as a DA layer inside Mina. Also, we are developing on other chains. For instance, we are active in the Aleo chain. Right now, we are helping Aleo to organize their events. Actually, Aleo's regional manager is working in Node 101 as well. So we try to bring all these chains together, and we try to create new use cases, especially for Cosmos chains, by connecting them to these new ZK chains. Because we feel that for most of Cosmos projects, what is missing is ZK. And we think that by connecting them to other ZK chains, we can actually change the situation. So yes, basically, this is our current integration.
So
with ZK.
the sort of the ZK/DA play between Celestia and Mina, was that a unique thing you guys did, or are there are you prototyping other ideas around the use cases?
Actually, I think the project itself is quite unique, both for Celestia and Mina. But it wasn't the only thing we have developed for Mina nor for Celestia. But if you like, I can talk more about the project because I think it's really interesting for Mina ecosystem and Celestia as well.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So basically right now we have this problem of data availability inside Mina blockchain, where you can use on-chain resources to store your data, but there are some application needs where you need some additional DA layer inside your application. So having a DA layer connected to Mina is really important for Mina zero-knowledge applications. And there is this problem inside Celestia about use cases. Right now, Celestia is a DA layer, but you should use the DA layer with an actual application. And since Celestia is public, anyone can push a data block there. It's actually hard to use inside a real application. So we have actually connected both by having Celestia proof of attestations inside Mina blockchain, so that knowledge applications used Celestia to store their data, but also used Mina to verify that the data stored was stored in a legal, verifiable way, so that the trash data inside Celestia pushed by other users that are not using knowledge applications, are like trashed out, so it's not seen by the application. And the Mina blockchain is secured through the Celestia data, so Mina data is always reachable through Celestia data availability layer. So we felt that like that bridge connection is quite interesting, because basically it was working like a bridge, but it wasn't a real bridge in the sense, because in real bridges you need like an external node, external operating creating this connection between these two technologies. But in Photon, the actual connection is front end, the user itself. So we have actually created a use case where you only use your front end, your browser, to connect to two totally different chains, use them at the same time, and use both unique properties of each chain inside your front application without trusting on any other entity. So it's great.
So the idea is does this have the form of like an SDK that an app can use to then have access to Celestia DA?
In a way, it's like a package manager, like an SDK, not like an SDK, but yeah, in a way.
Okay, so it's like a package that they can add to my project and use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And when you say, I as the user, I'm sort of connecting these chains, that means the browser is directly actually verifying whether the content coming in from Celestia has been has been stored in a valid way inside the front end.
That was like the best version, I guess, the highest point. But like for the hackathon, we actually used another decentralized layer to solve this problem. We had this signer node committee set up, which is also a light node data available Kaina blockchain, where these nodes are responsible to sign a Celestia block data with Mina verifiable signatures, so that Mina blockchain can actually verify that some Celestia data exists. Since right now we don't have the support inside Mina to sign off Celestia blocks, we had this second type of layer. But since it's a DA layer as well, it doesn't break the data availability and create a trustless setup.
So this is pretty interesting stuff. You guys seem to be pretty deep into the use cases, so that's really good to hear. Always happy to listen to forays into ZK land. The last topic I sort of wanted to discuss is, you guys are in Turkey. That's a super interesting ecosystem right now for crypto. So it seems from where I'm sitting in Central Europe, it seems that Turkey's super active in crypto. It's got a lot of people interested. There's a growing community. Can you explain some of that? I mean, why is crypto so popular in Turkey?
Yeah, of course. So as you know, in Turkey right now we have an economical crisis, and the economical situation is a bit vague. So that's why some people, they don't trust banks or regular entities with their money. That's why crypto is gaining more value as an investment resource or just to make payments. That's why Turkey has a very high crypto adoption rate. And I think it is used in some good ways, but also it has some negative influence on the Turkey community. First of all, right now, most of Turkish people, they actually only use crypto. They don't access blockchain, but they only access the economical incentives, and they don't support blockchain because it's decentralized or distributed. They just, try to make some easy money in code through blockchain. So that's a bit sad. But we have also a lot of emerging, developing blockchain ecosystem builders right now in Turkey. Turkey has 70 university clubs focused on blockchain. It has a lot of teams, a lot of software developers working on very, very different chains. And I can say that you can find a Turkish developer in almost every blockchain in the world. And I think that's very, very valuable. And this is also fed through the fact that Turkey has this economical crisis, and that's why crypto adoption is so high. I think something.
So in Turkey, people, but you're mentioning sort of incentives, but my take was that a significant number of people in Turkey might be using crypto as an alternative financial system as well. I mean, you mentioned payments. I mean, do you feel that's a fair take, or that's
it's
not you guys not there?
To do payments, but mostly to actually as an investment source instead of buying a house or
so it's
buying
holding
something.
Value. It's not transacting and paying for. It's mostly
mostly for holding value, I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, preserve value. Because people need additional incentives, additional economical solutions, I guess. And right now, it's not possible to invest in the current economic situation of Turkey. That's why some coins, they get a lot of attention from community. as like an incentive, as an investment option. So yeah, I can say that's like the primary motivation.
Are there tokens that are particularly popular? Is Bitcoin popular for some reason, or?
Yeah, like of course Bitcoin and Ethereum is very popular, but with the mainnet coming, I think Celestia is right now quite popular. Like basically it's actually similar to the global ecosystem in terms of coin support. There are some coins especially doing well in Turkey. That depends on the project, I guess, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't want to name any. But yeah, it depends a lot on the project.
How do you have any idea how many people were at Cosmoverse? How many people were local at Cosmoverse? Was it a large part, or do you feel it was a third, like a tenth, a third, or a half? Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's the sad statistics. So as I said, like crypto adoption rate is huge. Not sure how many, but like millions and millions of people have already traded crypto in Turkey. Really a huge number. But in terms of blockchain and actual Cosmos adoption, it's not that high. Actually, that's why they are organized Cosmos Fair, this event bringing people to the Cosmos ecosystem. And I can say that the ratio of people inside Cosmoverse that are actually Turkish wasn't that great. Of course, we had a lot of Turkish people, but they were actually people that were all in the blockchain ecosystem. It was hard for us to introduce new people to the ecosystem from Web2. Yeah. But I think that's changing with Dev Connect and Ethereum, because Ethereum valued more right now in Turkish ecosystem. So yeah, we hope to see more new faces in Dev Connect side events.
Yeah, and given that you guys are also organizing events, I think you can be instrumental in getting those new faces in.
Yeah, we try to.
Yeah, all right. Well, best of luck with that. Well, thanks very much for coming on today, Yunus. That was a fun conversation.
No, thank you. Thank you a lot.